What is it? Peeta says, holding me steadily. Hang on, we need your head. There we go. What is it? Peeta says, holding me steadily. Oh, I banged up my left foot, the heel, and my tailbone had a bad day too. He helps me over to one of the rockers. I lower myself over onto the padded cushion. My mother eases off my boot. What happened? I slipped and fell, I say. 4 pair of eyes lock onto me with disbelief. On some ice. But we all know the house must be bugged, and it's not safe to talk openly. Not here. Not now. Having stripped off my sock, my mother's fingers probe the bones in my left heel, and I wince. There might be a break, she said. She checks the other foot. This one seems all right. She judges my tailbone to be badly bruised. Prim is dispatched to get my pajamas and robe. When I'm changed, my mother makes a snow pack for my left heel and props it up on a hassock. I eat 3 bowls of stew, a half a loaf of bread, while the others dine at the table. I stare at the fire, thinking of Bonnie and Twill, hoping that the heavy, wet snow has erased my tracks. Prim comes and sits on the floor next to me, leaning her head against my knee. When we suck on the peppermints, I brush her soft blonde hair back behind her ear. How was school? I ask. All right. We learned about coal byproducts, she says. We stare at the fire for a while. Are you going to try on the wedding dresses? Not tonight. Tomorrow, probably, I say. Wait till I get home, okay? She says. Sure, if they don't arrest me first. My mother gives me a cup of chamomile tea with a dose of sleeping syrup. My eyes begin to droop immediately. She wraps my bad foot, and Peeta volunteers to get me to bed. I start out leaning on his shoulder, but I'm so wobbly, he just scoops me up and carries me upstairs. He tucks me in and says goodnight. But I catch his hand and hold him there. A side effect of the sleeping syrup is that it makes people less inhibited, like white liquor. And I know I have to control my tongue. But I don't want him to go. In fact, I want him to climb in with me, to be there when the nightmare hits tonight. For some reason, I know that I'm not allowed to ask that. Don't go. Not until I fall asleep, I say. Peeta sits on the side of the bed, worming my hand in both his. Almost thought you changed your mind today, when you were late for dinner. I'm foggy, but I can guess what he means. With the fence going on, and me showing up late, and the peacekeepers waiting for me, he thought I might have made a run for it, maybe with Gail. No, I told you, I said. I pull his hand up and lean my cheek against the back of it, taking in the faint scent of cinnamon and dill from the breads he must have baked today. I want to tell him about Twill and Bonnie and the uprising and the fantasy of District 13, but it's not safe to, and I can feel myself slipping away. So I just get out one more sentence. Stay with me. As the tendrils of sleep pull me down, I hear him whisper a word back, but I don't quite catch it. My mother lets me sleep until noon, then rouses me to examine my heel. I am ordered to a week of bed rest, and I don't object. I feel so lousy. Just not my heel and my tailbone. My body aches with exhaustion, so I let my mother doctor me, feed me breakfast in bed, and tuck another quilt around me. Then I just lie there, staring out the window at the winter sky, pondering how on earth this will turn out. I think a lot about Bonnie and Twill and the pile of white wedding dresses downstairs, and if Thread will figure out how I got back in and arrest me. It's funny because he could just arrest me anyway, based on past crimes. But maybe he has to have something really irrefutable to do that, now that I'm a victor. I wonder if President Snow's in contact with Thread. I think it's unlikely he'll ever acknowledge that old Cray existed. But now that I'm such a nationwide problem, is he carefully instructing Thread what to do? Or is Thread acting on his own? At any rate, I'm sure they both agree on keeping me locked up here inside the district with that fence. Even if I could figure out some way to escape, maybe get a rope up to that maple branch and climb out. But there'll be no escaping from my family and friends now. I told Gail I would stay and fight anyway. For the next few days, I jump up every time there's a knock on the door. No peacekeepers show up to arrest me, though, so eventually I begin to relax. I'm further reassured when PETA casually tells me the power is off in certain sections of the fence because the crews are beginning to secure the base of the chain link to the ground. Thread must believe I somehow got under that thing, even with the deadly current running through it. It's a break for the district, having the peacekeepers busy doing something besides abusing people. PETA comes by every day and brings me cheese buns and begins to help me work on my family book. It's an old book made of parchment and leather. Some herbalist on my mother's side of the family started it years ago. The book is composed of ink drawings of plants with descriptions of their medical use. My father added a section on edible plants that was my guide to keeping us alive after his death. For a long time, I've wanted to record my own knowledge in it. Things I've learned from experience or from Gail, and then the information I picked up when I was training for the games. I didn't because I'm no artist, and it is so crucial that the pictures are drawn in exact detail. That's where PETA comes in. Some of the plants he knows already, others we have dried samples of, and others I have to describe.
If you have anything in the lockers upstairs in the gym, behind the bleachers, those